Democrats and the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
She's a 10. Talk about drama. The daytime television world has just been rocked by one of its most shocking controversies yet. And this one's a real scorcher. Joy Behar, the veteran co-host of The View, has officially exited the show after a whirlwind of backlash, lawsuits, and social media chaos. But what could possibly force out one of the most outspoken and long-standing faces of daytime television? Buckle up, because this story is packed with controversy, irony, and plenty of finger-pointing. From on-air clashes to behind-the-scenes battles, the fallout from Behar's departure has sent shockwaves across the media landscape. Was this a rightful reckoning or a politically motivated takedown? Let's dive into the jaw-dropping details of what went down and why Joy Behar's exit has set the gossip world ablaze.
Speaking of Donald Trump, I was stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
Here's where it all started. During a recent episode of The View, a show no stranger to heated debates and fiery exchanges, Joy Behar made a comment that left jaws on the floor. While discussing Karoline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary under Donald Trump's administration, Behar suggested that Leavitt only landed her position because of her looks. Yep, you heard that right. It was a moment that sent shockwaves through the audience, sparking an immediate and furious response. Was this a simple slip of the tongue, or did Behar truly believe what she said? Either way, the backlash was swift, and what followed was nothing short of a media firestorm that would ultimately change the course of The View forever.
Karoline Leavitt is just 27 years old, but boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House briefing.
That wasn't just a low blow. It was a full-on dive into the deep end of controversy. Keep in mind, Karoline Leavitt, at just 27 years old, is the youngest person ever to hold the role of White House press secretary. And despite her age, her resume is stacked. She's a former communications director for high-profile Republican campaigns and even worked in Trump's first administration. But instead of focusing on her credentials, Behar reduced her to nothing more than her appearance. The comment didn't just ruffle a few feathers. It unleashed a firestorm. The backlash was instant. Audience members audibly gasped, and even some of Behar's fellow co-hosts looked visibly uncomfortable. Alyssa Farah Griffin, herself a former Trump administration staffer, was quick to clap back, pointing out that this wasn't Leavitt's first job. It was just her first press briefing. And if you thought the live reaction was tense, just wait until you hear what happened online.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
But it didn't stop there. Karoline Leavitt herself decided she wasn't going to let this slide. Instead of issuing a measured statement, she went for the jugular and filed a lawsuit against Behar, accusing her of defamation and character assassination. According to the legal complaint, Behar's comments weren't just false. They were malicious, designed to discredit Leavitt in the public eye. This lawsuit wasn't just a bombshell. It was a direct hit to both Behar and ABC, the network behind The View. And with legal experts weighing in, the stakes just got even higher. Could this lawsuit be the moment that finally topples Behar's long-standing television career?
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table.
Behind the scenes, chaos was reportedly unfolding at ABC. Executives were scrambling to figure out how to handle the situation. Should they issue a public apology, suspend Behar, or go for the nuclear option, cut ties with her altogether? Staff members at The View were apparently divided, with some rushing to Behar's defense and others quietly acknowledging that the situation had spiraled out of control. It's worth noting that Behar has been at the center of controversies before, but this time the stakes were much higher. The lawsuit, coupled with immense public backlash, put ABC in a very tight spot. And if history has taught us anything, it's that networks don't take reputational damage lightly.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
Adding fuel to the fire, reports began circulating that ABC executives had been holding behind-the-scenes emergency meetings for days leading up to Behar's departure. Sources from within the network claimed that executives were in full-blown panic mode, fearing that the lawsuit could snowball into an even larger reputational crisis. While ABC has faced criticism in the past for The View's often polarizing content, this particular scandal was seen as uniquely damaging due to its legal implications. One insider described the atmosphere at the network as tense and chaotic, with executives walking on eggshells, torn between internal loyalty to Behar and growing external pressure to act.
No, it's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
The tension wasn't just at the executive level. Staffers at The View were reportedly split into 2 camps. Some were fiercely loyal to Behar, arguing that while her comment was inappropriate, it didn't warrant such severe backlash. Others believed her remark about Leavitt crossed a line, especially for someone who claims to support women's achievements. One anonymous staffer allegedly told an outlet, "This isn't the first time Joy has put us in hot water, but this time it feels like there's no way to recover." The divide among staff members reportedly created a toxic work environment, with whispers about whether other co-hosts might also face fallout from the scandal. And then there was the looming question: would ABC be held legally responsible for airing the comment?
Karoline Leavitt is the press secretary at the White House, doing a great job. Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster coming upon them.
Meanwhile, Leavitt hasn't shied away from the spotlight following the controversy. In an exclusive interview with a conservative media outlet, she doubled down on her criticism of Behar, calling the comment not only sexist but deeply unprofessional. She also used the opportunity to highlight her qualifications, listing her resume and accomplishments as proof that her appointment was earned, not handed to her because of her appearance. Her supporters have been energized, praising her poise and decision to stand up for herself. And then came the bombshell announcement. ABC officially confirmed that Joy Behar was leaving The View.
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the role.
They really don't like this woman. Joy Behar spent years positioning herself as a champion of women's rights and empowerment, often criticizing others for making dismissive comments about women. And yet, in a single moment, she managed to undermine everything she claimed to stand for. This hypocrisy hasn't gone unnoticed. Now, The View finds itself at a crossroads. Joy Behar was one of its defining voices, and her absence leaves a significant void. Will ABC bring in another outspoken liberal, or will they balance the panel with a more conservative perspective? Either way, the road to regaining public trust won't be an easy one.
Dang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
As for Joy Behar, her future remains uncertain. Will she fight back against the lawsuit and attempt to clear her name? Or will she quietly fade from the spotlight, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most polarizing figures in daytime television? And what about Karoline Leavitt? Her decision to sue Behar has certainly raised her profile, but it also places her at the center of a media circus. Will this legal battle boost her credibility, or will it backfire?
But even factoring in that she's a nice-looking lady, I love that the Liv's attacks on conservatives right now are that we're hot and cool.
One thing's for sure. This drama is far from over. The fallout from Behar's exit and the ongoing lawsuit will likely dominate headlines for weeks, if not months to come. With public trust in mainstream media at an all-time low, this controversy might just be the tipping point for The View. Will the show recover, or is this the beginning of the end? What do you think? Did ABC make the right call in letting Joy Behar go, or was she unfairly pushed out? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest updates on this explosive scandal. This story is just getting started. Stay tuned for more twists, turns, and jaw-dropping revelations.